Hello and welcome back to Dano Does Things. Today I'm going to show you how to make this sustainable, reusable felt bow for all your gifting needs. You can either do it with a Cricut machine or by hand, so let's get started. If you have a Cricut machine, you can download the SVG file from the link in the description box below. Then get ready to prep your mat. You will need a full 8.5 by 11 sheet of craft felt in your chosen color, and the strong grip Cricut mat. Line up the felt into the corner of your mat and smooth it down, making sure it's straight. To ensure a really good grip on the felt, you can use the Cricut brayer or any other kind of rolling tool to smooth it all out. I'm actually using a roller meant for inking stamps, but you could use a rolling pin. Just make sure it is nice and secure. Now you can pull up the felt bow file on your Cricut makerspace and connect it to your machine. Find and select felt as your material, making sure not to choose the Cricut felt unless that's what you're using. I'm switching the tool to the rotary cutter as I find it's the best for making clean cuts through felt, especially when you're making straight lines like here. Put in your rotary tool, load up your mat, and it's time to get cutting. As I mentioned, you can also just do this by hand. You can either print out the PDF on a regular printer and use that as a template for your felt, or you can even just wing it and use these measurements to trace right onto the felt and cut it out. Alright, now that the Cricut is done, you can remove your strips from the cutting mat and you can move on to assembly. Whichever way you cut them, you should now have 3 long felt strips, 3 medium felt strips, 2 small felt strips, and 1 extra small felt strip. Use a low temperature glue gun if available, otherwise just be careful not to burn yourself. Also, please ignore my camera auto adjusting the color to make up for how pale I am. I will figure out how to disable that someday. Starting with the long strips, first mark the center point of each strip. It doesn't have to be exact, but just a ballpark. Now the folding motion will be the same for each end of the strip, so let's go through it. Place your left pointer finger halfway up the top half of the felt strip. Grab the top of the strip with your right hand and fold it over the halfway point. Then place your thumb under the strip and flip it over to the right, keeping the left finger on the strip. You want to line up the end of your strip on a diagonal across the center mark, and then glue that down with a dot of hot glue and press. Okay, let's go over that again on the other side. Left finger halfway up the strip. Fold top over to the middle. Flip end to the right. Line up on a diagonal over the center mark. Glue. It may feel odd at first, but after you do it a couple times, it'll feel like second nature. Repeat for all 3 long strips, all 3 medium strips, and the 2 small strips, leaving only the extra small strip unfolded. Now that they are all folded, let's stack them. Start with the 3 long strips. With 2 of the strips, form a tight X shape. Glue together. Lay the 3rd on top in the open space. Repeat this pattern with the medium length strips. Now place the medium strip bundle on top of the long strip bundle, offsetting it so that the points of one fall between the points of the other. Glue together. The two small strips will be glued together in that same tight X shape. That one will go on top of the rest, again offset from the one below. The last strip will fill in the center. Roll it onto itself, check for size on your nearly finished bow, and then glue the strip together. Finally, glue that last strip down into the middle of the bow. And now you're done! You can make these bows in any color you'd like, and you can even do multiple colors on one bow. I like to put them on presents with a little double-sided tape, which makes them easy to remove and to reuse over and over again without having to buy and throw out lots of ribbon bows. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Dano Does Things for crafty videos every Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.